Hello fam, I would like to welcome you to listen out my podcast about Sunway Groups. Sunway Group is the private company that embellish their journey of success and explore their vision through different sectors. Before we enter the podcast, I would like to introduce myself. Myself, DIVYATHARISHINI, hereby will take you to the empire of Sunway Group and explore their path and journey with me. When we heard about the word Sunway, as a Selangorian, I'm always excited about the largest theme park as well as the water park that is named the Sunway Lagoon Resort. That's how the Sunway groups are famously known among civilians around the 2000s. First and foremost, let's dive into our very first segment, which is the introduction of the Sunway groups. In the year of 1974, Sunway Groups was founded based on the concept of sustainable development. Sunway Groups is the superordinate enterprise for three public listed companies, which is Sunway Berhad, Sunway Construction Berhad, and Sunway Real Estates. This company was firstly founded by Tan Sri Dato Sri Sir Jeffrey Chia, who is also a trustee of Jeffrey Chia Foundation that publicly referred as JCF as well. Sunway Groups are one of the finest entrepreneurial resemblance in Malaysia, which was well speak of its innovation, vision and mission among its shareholders, customers and employees. As we continuing, let's hop into the second segment of this podcast, the founding vision and early days of the Sunway Groups. When we are talking about vision is highly essential for a company to start and run in order to decide what goals they need to achieve in future by clarifying expectation on their organization that could satisfy their customer, stakeholders and employees' needs. Becoming Asia's model corporation in sustainable development along with innovating to enrich lives for a better tomorrow. This sequence of sentence is the founding vision or referred as main vision of the Sunway Groups to start their journey throughout different locations in Malaysia and all over the world. This vision of them is fairly aligned with the United Nations, which is UN's Sustainable Development Goals, allies SDG, under the terms of social, environmental and governance. Next, we are going to look up on the early days of Sunway Groups, which is the stage of inception. Tan Sri Dato Sri Sir Jeffrey Chia, who was leading his career path as an accountant, always wanted to be retired from his job as an accountant. So he always wanted to achieve something in his life. That's why he took the decision to start his very own business. He thoroughly invested and 100,000 for a small tin mining company in the year of 1974. The land he purchased was barren in the past when the miners left their mining quarries, and those barren lands are happen to be good for nothing in terms of growing out the plants, especially agriculture. This situation happens due to the impacts of mining activities. The families who were highly dependent on those mining lands will face the poverty since there is a least economic activity that could happen surrounding that area. In order to avoid these circumstances, Mr. Jeffrey Chia decided to turn them into something beneficial. So, there comes to Malaysia's first ever entertainment theme park in town in 1986, which named after Sunway Lagoon. That's how the journey of the Sunway Group of companies re-established themselves as one of the leading corporate symbols in Malaysia and in several Southeast countries as well. The Sunway groups are widely known in several Southeast Asian countries such as Thailand, Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, Myanmar and Singapore as well. Besides the Southeast Asian countries, Sunway groups have symbolized their empire in other countries in all over the world, such as Hong Kong, Papua New Guinea, Taiwan, China, India, Maldives, and United Arab Emirates as well. So let's hop into third segment of this podcast, which is establishing a brand new ideas that emphasizes among the public. It made the Sunway groups became the more spectacular and unique corporate world. Sunway Lagoon was only a startup idea in 1974 because it was completely new to the market to have a sustainable township in Malaysia. Following that, Mr. Jeffrey Chia's contribution in establishing the Sunway groups makes a huge transformation in other sectors such as construction, education, mining, hospitality, and so on, especially turning an abandoned mining wasteland into integrated, smart, and sustainable township named after Sunway City, Kuala Lumpur. It was a spectacular idea of him to turn something bad into good. In this area, we can clearly saw that purchasing an undemandable and nothing for good land and turn them into a complete smart and profitable township with least cost was the solid business plan of Mr. Jeffrey. Navigating the financing maze is the fourth segment of this podcast. Navigating the financing maze is now so handful thing for the Sunway Group managements, but around 1970s it is difficult task for them since creating an integrated, smart and sustainable township was completely a startup idea that evolved in the Malaysian markets. Hence, Mr. Jeffrey came up with some innovative idea that supports the community and public people by importance the education, awarding over 165 million of worth scholarship to more than 20,000 students. This act of him should be appraised and we should be proudful of him. He also did trace his company's financial needs and decided to sell the shares publicly and privately so that it can gain financial opportunities to evolve more within the world. As he wished, the shares are still increasing until now that marks into achieve level of success by leaving traces starting from the Sunway University under the name of the Sunway Education Group. Now we are moving on the insights of leadership within the company. Based on my insight of leadership from the company, Mr. Chia deserves more than anything due to his respect for importance of education, healthcare and sustainable future apart from the business field, As an entrepreneur, you truly care about those elements in order to provide a sustainable environment for all people. As an instant, he was awarded more than 670 million ringgit Malaysia worth scholarship and transformed University Mall into vaccine center, which is very first private property turned into vaccine center for COVID-19 that serves the people medical facility. Next segment is marketing strategies that derive success. The marketing strategies of the Sunway groups are truly based on sustainable development goals, which consisted of green lease, sustainable operation, waste management, green procurement, community building, and urban farming. The Sunway groups employs diverse marketing strategic approaches. For instance, digital marketing, partnership, community engagement, and focus on sustainability. As the proof of digital transformation, Sunway groups use the Sunway Super App to broad an extensive partnership ecosystem with TM, which is Telecom Malaysia, and Huawei Solutions. Huawei provided consultation and technical advice that helped Sunway to move forward in terms of its technological state. In the year of 2021, Sunway Super App was launched in 2021 thanks to the partnership with Huawei, which leads to the explanation of the Digital Innovation Program 1.0. Thus, Sunway's AI and machine learning capabilities boosted, which plays the major role in marketing strategies. And now we are moving on the segments that implies about the innovation at the core of the Sunway groups of companies. Sunway groups of companies are believing in upholding the right values to build a sustainable and progressive society. The emphasis on these core values is an essential recipe in Sunway where they are being today. The first core value is integrity, where the value not only do the right things but do things right too. The management of Sunway groups conduct themselves in an honest, professional, and ethical manner at all times. The second value is humility. The management believe in being humble, polite, and respectful. It's all about displaying empathy and demonstrating daily that should be cared to listen. The last one is excellence. The management are committed to the pursuit of the excellence and delivering high-quality products and services in the sectors we are involved in. The innovation overall took and will take by based on these three cores, which implies on company's motto and vision. Next part of segment is Sunway Group's roles in sustainable mobility. The sustainable township of Sunway Groups in overall Malaysia is Sunway City Kuala Lumpur, Sunway City Ipoh, and Sunway City Iskandar Puteri, which was developed over 5,000 acres across Malaysia itself. Those townships not only considered as a smart city but has an array of sustainable features that have earned human certification and awards. Those townships are built with a unique business model, which is build, own, operate business model that has become a part of community they serve. Through these developments, Sunway groups of companies strive towards creating sustainable developments where people live, learn, work, play, and stay in healthy, safe, and connected environment. The second segment is global expansion. When we talk about global expansion, the Sunway Group is one of them. The Sunway Group had been expanded their territory among 13 countries over the world. As an example, the Sunway Groups has been territory themselves in the field of trading and manufacturing, building materials in export location, property, building materials of HQ and plants, and as well as education. It is highly impact the revenue growth and profit scale as well as company's image raised upwards in positive measurements. Lastly, industrial impact of sun-based groups. Sun-based groups are in the peak of the significance and success, which implies a huge impact among the community and public. As I said earlier, Mr. Jeffrey Chia has done many appreciated things to the society. For instance, Mr. Jeffrey's professorship at Harvard University, Jeffrey Chia Foundation, which is known as JCF, and Oxford Economic Collaboration, academic ties within the Cambridge University, water treatment facilities in Sunway City, Kuala Lumpur, Jeffrey Chia's Biomedical Center to make a cure for COVID-19, participation in Global Mission 4.7, launching Malaysia's first health innovation hub, and so on. Those appreciated things should be praised by everyone. Those things had granted a huge impact and helpful for people in health, education, and service-wise. In my opinion, Mr. Jeffrey Chia is a truly aspirable entrepreneur who not only minded the profit or business but served the country and people by his all will in order to create a sustainable place for everyone. His journey should be taken as a lesson by the upcoming future entrepreneur. Hope this podcast will be beneficial for you to learn new things that you can explore. So that's all from me. Thank you to listen to my podcast. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye.